All right, so here's our assignment for this week. I hope it's helpful. I do want to caution you that this is, we're looking at the life of Jesus, and we're not going to measure up, okay? And so don't be too hard on yourself as you're reading this. I just want you to see a real life example of what the Beatitudes look like lived out. And so I want you to spend this week in John 4, 1 through 44. And so this is not a, here's 9 things, knock them out tonight. Take your time. Read it once, answer question 2. Read it again, answer question 3, and so on. Just understand that Jesus gets it right every time, and we don't, okay? So take that. Don't be real hard on yourself, but I do want you to see how Jesus lives out these Beatitudes. And so that's the whole point of this assignment. And look, there's no grade, so I'm not going to check it, but you know, this is for your own personal spiritual development. You got time. You're not going anywhere. You don't have a ton of school. I know we're still doing some homework and stuff like that. But do this, because I think it'll really encourage you and help you understand what we're trying to be out there in the world. So as you read, think about how Jesus displays poor in spirit, this emptiness of self, that he's not hanging on to the fact that he's God, but he empties himself of that and interacts with this Samaritan woman. How does he do that? How do you see that played out? Because we don't want to hang on to, we're holy, we're better than you. As we go out into the world, we want to be able to interact with the lost in a way that draws them to the Father. Number 3, how does Jesus mourn? And I know Jesus doesn't have sin to be broken over, but he's broken over sin, not his own, but sin in general. He understands man's brokenness because he is a man. And how do you see him going to the Father, or pushing this Samaritan woman to the Father with her brokenness? 4, how does Jesus display meekness? How's he patient? How's he not confrontational? How does he get in these spiritual conversations without being mean or holier than thou, or look how much I know? Number 5, how does Jesus hunger and thirst for righteousness? Okay, again, Jesus is not going to hunger and thirst after himself, which is how we understand righteousness in this, but he does hunger and thirst after wholeness, for things to be made right, for his second coming, when his kingdom will be here in fullness, and everything will operate as it's supposed to. How do we see him longing for that in this passage? How does he show mercy? And I think that's probably the easiest one here as we look at this interaction with the Samaritan woman. 7, how does Jesus communicate his pure heart, his single devotion to his Father? Number 8, how does Jesus make peace for the Samaritan woman? Now, there's 2 kind of sides to this. He certainly makes peace in a salvation kind of way, and that's pretty easy to see. But how does he make peace with her relationally? In other words, how does he avoid conflict and her thinking that she can't talk to the rabbi because she's sinful and he's holy? Kind of deal with that a little bit. I think that's helpful. And then ultimately, how did people see Jesus' good deeds and praise his Father in heaven? So he does all these things. He lives out the Beatitudes, and it affects the people around him, not just the Samaritan woman. How do we see that? And so I hope this is helpful. I would love to hear from you guys. Like, shoot me text, call me, email me, whatever you got to do. If you got questions, if you're confused about something, but I want to know if this is helpful, if the videos are helpful, if the studies are helpful. Let me know. And if we need to do something different, we will. I realize this paper we're looking at is kind of crooked as well. So just, sorry I'm just now telling you this, but just turn your head a little bit as you're watching this video, and it'll be straight. So no worries there. Hey, again, love you guys. Thinking about you, praying for you. I'm here if you need me. And until next week, this is it. So dig into God's Word, pray, and spend some time that the Lord has given you to really go after him. All right? We'll see you guys hopefully soon.